Welcome to Heartache to Healing, the stories behind the poems. I'm glad you're here. This here is Gizmo, the one who started me on my journey.
This is the launch of Heartache to Happiness channel, and we're gonna launch this channel by enjoying life on the water. This is happiness, unless those clouds have other ideas. We'll see how it goes. As we're heading out into the intercoastal here in South Florida, I was reminded of a line that goes with my channel. Grief is the price that we pay for love. So many people use anger as a shield, basically walls that you build around your heart. But if you truly want to love, at some point, grief is the price that we pay for that love. So the poems that I've written, and which really were songs, we'll get into that later, deal with these subjects. Alright, here we go. Okay, see, now you know why I'm muffled when you hear me. Yeah, that's my mom's fault. Wait, how do I turn this around? Okay, where's the turnaround button? Oh, it's upside down.
Yep, a lifetime of dermatologist visits for melanoma, basal cell, and squamous cell carcinomas. And with all of the liquid hydrogen, burns, and the surgeries that go with it. Great.
Somebody's got money. It ain't us, but somebody has it. So how did my songs to poems get started? When I was about 14, I had the idea to play guitar. And I wanted to play fingerstyle guitar because I liked Fleetwood Mac and I like Lindsey Buckingham's style. So I started playing in that fashion. And at that time, I was mostly interested in the music. I really didn't care what the lyrics had to say. It was just the music, the energy, you know, all that. That was basically my interest when I was younger. When I got a little bit older, then I started thinking, oh, maybe I should write lyrics. I mean, I knew there was something inside that wanted out, but I couldn't find anybody to help me. So that was really frustrating. So I pretty much gave up on that idea for a while. And then later down the road, I went to college. After college, I ended up getting married. And we ended up getting a dog, a Papillon, named Gizmo. Well, due to unforeseen circumstances on my part, the marriage didn't last, but I kept Gizmo. And it basically became him and I against the world. He was my little bud. Well, when he was 13 and a half, almost 14, I found out he had bone cancer in his leg. One day he tried to jump on a couch, which was usually easy for him, but he didn't make it and he was holding his leg up, so we had it x-rayed. Sure enough, half the bone was eaten away. We tried wrapping it, that didn't work. That only made him in more pain once the medications wore off. And I knew at that point there's just no way that, you know, putting him down wasn't an option. And no matter how much I knew it was going to hurt, I could not let him down at that point. I spent his whole life making sure he was happy, healthy, and taken care of. So that we ended up having to put him down.
I have to admit, if I get a chance when my time comes, I'd like the Gizmo package. A nice nap, a peaceful exit. Seems like a pretty good deal. Anyway.
So that night, I'm thinking, well, now what? Because I'd spent months taking care of him, making sure he had his medicine and all this stuff. And all of a sudden, my routine was over. And I'm just didn't know, I'm lying in bed, of course, heartbroken, sad, crying, everything. And then all of a sudden, the words, sleep is elusive, my heart is full of pain, I wonder if you're happy as my tears fall like rain, came to mind. So I'm like, wow. So I got up and started writing. And I'll finish this song later, the poem. Well, okay, let's go with that. So it was a song originally. I had chords and everything to it. But technology is my greatest foe in life. And I could not for the life of me get my songs recorded, and that just kind of became a frustration. But because they're story songs, they make great poems. So I just went with that. So after we get back and I have access to the actual song, I'll read that for you because I don't want to botch it. And, we'll go from there. But basically, that's how it happened. The first one was Goodbye My Angel. Then after that, we'll get to Casey. And it was weird because, all that time, like 20 years after I tried to write my first songs, I guess I was left with two gifts. The love and the enjoyment that I got from Gizmo while he was alive, and then after he was put down, it just like ripped the door half in my songwriting creativity. It was almost like the scene from Aliens. This little creature burst out of my chest, and then here we go, off and running and writing songs and poems and things. Of course, less gruesome.
I'll give you a moment to read my disclaimer. Sleep is elusive, my heart is full of pain. I wonder if you're happy as my tears fall like rain. Would you want to love again, feeling the pain of losing a friend? Is it better to have loved and lost when heartache becomes the cost? When I close my eyes, I see you here. Your love and affection are memories I hold dear. My life feels so much colder, time moving on, feeling much older, wondering how I'll ever go on now that my love is gone. Goodbye, my angel, there's no rest for my soul. I look to God for answers, and yet I still don't know. It's true, with time the pain will fade. What scares me the most, memories of you are here then gone, as if they are a ghost. Sometimes the pain's too much to bear. Maybe it's easier not to care. The love you gave while you were here eases my doubts and fears. Goodbye, my angel, I need to feel you here. Goodbye, my angel, your memories I'll hold near. Thank you for spending these few moments with me. My hope is that these stories remind you we're never alone, even when life hurts. Until next time, may you find peace, hope, and healing.